Hello everyone and welcome back to the X and Y Daily. We're at day 11. I cannot believe I've kept this up, but somehow I have. We're going along steadily and we shall continue in such a fashion because today we're going to talk about Mega Mewtwo X. Now, when the original Mega Mewtwo was officially revealed, people were like, okay, what is this? Is this some kind of form? Is this some weird thing? And then it turned out, oh, it's part of these Mega Evolutions. It's a Mega form, and everyone's like, okay, cool, so they can give Ubers those things. And then they were like, wait a second, here's another one. And we're, really? Two? Okay, I'm not sure if that's going to really set a precedent for the other Mega Evolutions, whether Mewtwo is the lone exception in that it has two different forms. Probably is. I've got a feeling that there's going to be some kind of story conceit, some way that Mewtwo ties into X and Y, because you do have Mega Mewtwo Y and Mega Mewtwo X, both named after each individual game, so it would make sense for them to be part of the story. But yeah, X is the one that you see on your screen right now. It's the one we're going to talk about. And it's really rather interesting. I feel from a visual perspective, I'm not a fan. And I feel like that's the consensus with most people. It's so strange. The visual design doesn't really stand out to me as aesthetically pleasing. The feet are just weird. Like, what the hell? It's like a three-prong, it's like three fingers on the ground, and it's like a flat foot, a flat back of the leg, I don't know, and then there's all these ridges going on. It has shoulder pads, which I guess are okay, but I don't know, man. This is a weird kind of form. It looks much more similar to the original Mewtwo, certainly a lot more than Mega Mewtwo Y does, but I am not a big fan of the design, and I find it a little bit unfortunate that he's going to be the X version, because I'm actually going to plan on getting X as my one, because I prefer Xerneas. I think Xerneas is fucking badass, and it's definitely the one that I would choose, so I was hoping that the other Mewtwo form would be the one in X, but no. I guess that's the trade-off that I make for getting X, is the fact that I'll end up with this Mewtwo as opposed to the other one. But if we're just talking about aesthetics, then obviously I would be super disappointed. However, there is much more interesting going on with this form of Mewtwo than I feel with the other one when it comes to the mechanics. So let's jump into those right now and take a look. So the main interesting thing that we have about Mega Mewtwo X is the fact that it has gained a typing. It is no longer purely psychic, but now part fighting as well, which does kind of fit in with the design. It certainly looks like a more physically based thing, and we have also heard that it has an increased physical attack stat, which is very cool. Now, that's all well and good, but does fighting type actually help Mewtwo is the real question. If we're talking about the realm of Ubers, and how it's going to change in 6th gen and everything, I feel like actually it's somewhat of a drawback to it. Now, let's think about this, because the new type Fairy has been revealed to be super effective on fighting types, as well as a couple of others which I can't bring to mind at the moment, but added to that, they also resist fighting. So giving it a fighting type in an era where Fairy is going to be running around, especially Arceus Fairy, I feel is going to be very well used in Ubers. You know, all the dragons there, it's going to have a field day. So giving it a weakness to one of the most probably used, it will be the most used things in Ubers, Arceus Fairy, is not a particularly great thing, I feel. It's rather unfortunate, honestly, because I did think that this Mewtwo was going to be a cool thing, and it has raised physical attack stat, and that's another thing. There are not enough physical attackers in Ubers, honestly. There's Groudon, there's Ho-Oh, and then, you know, not a whole lot else outside of that. You've got lots of special attackers. It's a very specially based realm. Of course, you can run Deoxys attack with some physical stuff, but it works with special also. So, man, it's a tough world for Mega Mewtwo X, I feel, when it comes to 6th gen. Its ability doesn't help it too much. The only thing I can really think of is, of course, Genesect running Iron Head, which can potentially flinch stuff. And in that case, it's going to help it, because it obviously is going to get the speed boost, and then can go from there. I do feel that the fighting type certainly fits in with the visual design. It looks like it would work well as a fighting type. There's no kind of color signature, but its stance, the fact that it's all buffed out with its hands and stuff, you know, it could get close combat, it's fucking legs are weird as hell. High jump kick is a possibility there also. But the problem with the fighting type, of course, is there's loads of psychics running around in Ubers, so it's no longer going to resist psychic, it's going to be neutral to it. It's obviously not going to be able to hit those psychic types with either of its stabs for any decent damage, because psychic types resist both of them. And then there's flying types as well. There's stuff like Rayquaza going around and all this stuff. You know, Mach Punch could be cool, I feel, but Mewtwo's already pretty damn quick as it is, so I don't think it's going to help a huge amount. So I think the only real thing that it would help against is something like Dialga, which could potentially take Aura Spheres before because there was no stab attributed to it, but now that Mega Mewtwo X has stab with its fighting moves, it is certainly going to deal with Dialga no problem whatsoever. So it is a really interesting typing, and I like that they did it. I just unfortunately feel that it's not going to kind of perform how we would like it to, which is a shame. It does have the increased physical attack stat, as I think I said before, and that's cool because we don't have many physical attackers, but unfortunately I don't think it's going to really cut the mustard. But we'll see, I could be completely wrong. Look, I'm just speculating here, guys. I don't have any real realm to talk, honestly. But, you know, if you agree with me, then let me know. If you don't, sound off in the comments below, and that's going to be a wrap. That is going to be it for Mega Mewtwo. If you did enjoy this video, feel free to leave a like down below. That is really, really helpful, guys. I do appreciate it when you leave those likes. Allows more people to see the video and all that good stuff. So I hope you've been enjoying XY Daily. I hope that we can crack out some more content for you. If you want to check out what I'm doing on a day-to-day basis, go follow me on Twitter @LordMBZ, Facebook /LordMBZ, and we will go from there. So until then, I'll see you guys tomorrow, and goodbye.